Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. Today we're talking about why silver is more bullish than gold for the short and long term. We're going to look at all the different angles that come into play, some of the price influencers, and also some other factors to incorporate when we're looking at both of these precious metals. Now, recently they have both been on a more bullish path. Gold breaking past $1,400 resistance, climbed up to $1,500, now around $1,550. We saw silver that was in that $15 range for several months, finally up to $17 now. So they're definitely both appreciating. And the way this happened was gold in the spotlight drove a lot of people in after it broke past $1,400. I made tons of videos about this. Media was covering it in a positive spotlight. They weren't bringing that gloom that comes with it, talking about a bear market or how it's not profitable. They were actually talking about it in a good sense that drove other people into the world of precious metals, or people that have backed out previously to come back around. And once they got back into gold, then they follow suit with silver. Now, this is really healthy for precious metals because not only is it driving new investors in, but also it's allowing other people to start profiting and capitalizing on their investments. I made a video talking about how recently coin shops have seen a 40% increase in people in their stores selling their jewelry. Now, I don't know if this is the best idea, but there are people, just buying and selling precious metals. Now, the gold to silver ratio it's actually correcting, which is a really good sign because it was around 95 to 1, which is way, way, way too high. That means silver is extremely undervalued. The ratio is actually correcting back down to normal natural prices. But this is a really good indicator that silver is actually more bullish than gold, which means gold has to either depreciate or silver has to appreciate for this ratio, for the gold to silver ratio to normalize, because it only comes out the ground roughly 9 to 1, and historically the ratio is around 50, 60 to 1, actually 40 to 1 back in the day, but now we see them at 88, 85 to 1. That's still way too high, but it's a start though. It's definitely a start. But silver is definitely the undervalued metal, and the more people understand this and start actually taking action with investing into silver, the better. Now, I do want to talk about this though, because a lot of people might not be trading their or selling their gold because a lot of people are capitalizing at $1,500. They think it's going to go back down, which is a good chance there is going to be a short-term sell-off. People want to capitalize on their profits. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It just might make the price go down temporarily, and just the key word is temporarily though. That doesn't mean it's going to keep going down to where people have to panic sell. That's the thing with these markets, is that it's healthy for something to go up and down. That's how any investment, any market is, whether it's stocks, whether it's cryptocurrency, whether it's precious metals. That's what they do. They go up and down. A lot of people have so much emotional attachment that when it starts going down, they fear it's going to keep going down and don't realize that that's just a sell-off, and that people, once it goes back down to around $16 or $1,400, people are going to buy it up again because then it's cheap again. It's like they buy low, sell high. So when a sell-off occurs and gold drops down to $1,400, that's a great opportunity for lots of people to buy it. So when they buy it, then it shoots the price back up. A lot of people think when it goes down to 1,400, then it's going to go down to 1,300, then 1,200, and they're going to lose all their money. Especially with precious metals, though, they have so much intrinsic value that's definitely not going to happen. You just have to have some faith in the market and faith in your investments. You have to trust what you're doing and trust what you're investing in. Now, I do want to go over something though, because I did make a video talking about how I'm personally not buying silver right now, and it's not because the price is too high. $17 silver isn't really high for me. For other people, it could be because they got into the market around $15, but I got into the market back in 2013 when gold and silver, well, silver was, $22, $23. So I was paying $23 an ounce of silver all day. So for me, $17 is still a good price. That's because I'm desensitized to that $23 price range. But I want to talk about this because if silver does keep going up higher, a lot of people might be a little hesitant to buy, and a lot of people might start selling, impulsively selling. So if you are one of those people that are kind of weak-handed or are a little iffy on the prices, I've talked about if you're going to be buying or selling silver at $20. I'm really curious if, you guys think that $20 silver is a good or a bad thing. I guess it also does depend on where you're at in your stacking journey, because if you're just starting out, then that might be a little harder to pay those prices, because you need to stack more silver because you don't really have a nice foundation yet. But you're a little wary of, if it does go back down, you could have avoided that, that little price spike and got it for $16 if it goes back down in a couple months. So what I recommend is just keeping a pulse on the market, buying little bits at a time. Don't go all in when it's $17. Wait it out, see if it's going to go back down. But why are the markets right now going up higher? Well, there's several different factors. One of them is stock market volatility. Right now, stocks are in a bad spotlight. Media is talking about it as well. So a lot of people are putting their money into precious metals, kind of drifting away from stocks, which is actually a really good thing. But the only thing is, 99% of those people are going into the paper side of silver. 99% of people that invest in silver is from the ETF standpoint from it, which is exchange traded funds, which they're not even really buying the physical bullion. Now, these markets can correlate to some degree, but you're still basically missing the whole entire point. So, I guess it's good, it's healthy for silver, but it still kind of bugs me a little bit, because I wish people understood more on the physical bullion of why it's so beneficial. Now, when it's talking about its intrinsic value, that's where the entire value of silver lies. So I'm not saying that they're doing it wrong, because there's no wrong way to buy silver or invest in silver, but it's definitely they're missing the whole point of it. They're kind of that's kind of like with cryptocurrency, when people were investing into cryptocurrency, but then they started investing into the cryptocurrencies that were backed by central banks. That's like missing the whole point, because the whole point of cryptocurrency was to get away from the banks, from a decentralized currency. But then if you're still working with the centralized currency, then what's the point of it? So, it can be healthy, it can be beneficial, but it also is, it's a little contradicting, to say the least. So, there's some other things at play as well, though. Not only stock market volatility, but the Fed rate cuts. That's definitely going to help precious metals investors. Also, where the economy lies. This is a huge factor. Whenever the economy is in a weird standpoint, or maybe even just a little bit of a skittish standpoint, people turn towards precious metals. The dollar actually isn't in a bad place right now, but that almost could help people drive into precious metals even more, because they're having more faith in fiat currency, also meaning they want to invest their money more or transfer it into other things, and then diversifying into real estate or precious metals, whatever the case is. Now, I want to compare gold to silver a little bit more, the whole point of this video, because gold isn't a bad investment. Gold definitely does have many benefits that sometimes silver doesn't even have. And like for instance, gold is a great way to store lots of wealth in a small area. You can hold hundreds of thousands you can hold hundreds of thousands of dollars in a shoebox with gold, but with silver, you cannot do that. Silver takes up a lot more space. So for people who have a lot of wealth, who want to store a large amount of wealth in a small area to be discreet, then maybe gold would be your solution. It would be a much safer and more convenient way to store all that, wealth. With silver, though, it would be really inconvenient having hundreds of thousands of dollars of silver, scattered all over your house, or all over wherever you're storing it at. So, depending on your situation, precious metals could play into your benefits at different times. For instance, some people, love just poured silver. They love collecting it. They love that side of it. Other people might like coin roll hunting, and they have a place, or they know someone where they can get in contact with lots of, rolls of, half dollars, or whatever the case is. So they're able to coin roll hunt a lot more frequently than other people that don't have those same resources. So it really, you can use the environment to your benefit, and you can definitely, play off of that to your benefit as well. It really is an individual thing, and I think that's also what's so cool about investing in precious metals is because there's so many different directions. You know, someone watching this video might be a totally different type of collector than I am, or stacker than I am. We might have none of the same type of silver or gold, but we still do have the same end goal, and we still have the same passion with the same hobby. It's just we have we're in different categories of it, which I think that's so important. I think that's so cool. But anyways, though, I'm gonna wrap this video up. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe for new. I post daily videos. Check out some of my other videos I've been posting lately. I have some. I posted 3 other videos yesterday, so I know you guys will check those out, or I know you guys will enjoy them as well. So, anyways, thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.